You wake up tired again. Not because you slept too little, not because you're lazy, but because your body spent the entire night fighting a battle you never felt. You've tried eating less. You've counted calories. You've even skipped dessert, hoping your blood sugar would finally behave. Yet every blood test seems to whisper the same disappointing message. Still high. If that sounds painfully familiar, here's the truth almost nobody tells you. Your body may not be failing you at all. It may be protecting you in the only way it knows how. And the surprising part is, the real damage from high blood sugar doesn't begin where most people think. It begins deep inside tiny cells that have been silently overwhelmed for years. Stay with me, because this changes everything. Most people imagine sugar floating harmlessly through the bloodstream like sweet syrup. It isn't. Imagine your body as a massive city. Every cell is a busy factory. Glucose is the delivery truck carrying fuel to every neighborhood. When deliveries arrive on time, the city thrives. But what happens when trucks never stop arriving? The streets become jammed. Factories become overloaded. Workers panic. Nothing moves efficiently anymore. That's what years of high blood sugar actually feel like to your cells. And here's the critical thing to understand. The problem isn't sugar itself. Your body depends on it. The problem is that the deliveries never end. Eventually, your cells stop opening the door as quickly. Scientists call this insulin resistance. Your body calls it survival. I know. That sounds strange. After all, why would your own cells refuse energy they desperately need? Because accepting too much fuel becomes dangerous. Your body would rather slow everything down than let its machinery burn out. It wasn't a lack of discipline. Your body was responding exactly as it was designed to. Here's where it gets counterintuitive. Every time your pancreas senses rising glucose, it releases another wave of insulin. Think of insulin as the city's traffic officer. Its job is simple: guide glucose safely into the factories. But after years of constant traffic, even the best officer loses control. More insulin gets released. Then even more. Eventually, cells stop listening. Not because they're broken, because they've heard the same signal thousands of times. Researchers at Harvard and many metabolic research centers have spent decades studying this process. Again and again, the evidence points toward the same invisible cycle. High glucose creates high insulin. High insulin slowly teaches cells to ignore it. Then even more insulin is needed. The cycle tightens. Most people never realize this. They blame themselves. They think they lacked motivation. Meanwhile, the real problem has been unfolding at the microscopic level for years. Here's the part nobody talks about. Inside every cell lives something extraordinary. Tiny structures called mitochondria. They're like power stations supplying energy every second of your life. When glucose keeps flooding in, these power stations work overtime. Imagine running a generator at full speed every minute of every day. Soon it begins throwing sparks. Those biological sparks are called reactive oxygen species. In small amounts, they're normal. In excess, they begin damaging proteins, DNA, and delicate cellular machinery. And this is where it gets dark. Because your body has an emergency repair crew. One of its most important supervisors is a remarkable protein called AMPK. Think of AMPK as the city's maintenance manager. When energy runs low, AMPK tells workers to repair roads, recycle damaged parts, and restore order. But when insulin stays high, year after year, AMPK receives fewer opportunities to activate. Repairs slow down. Maintenance gets postponed. Damage quietly accumulates. Here's what changes everything. This delayed maintenance doesn't stay inside one cell. It spreads. Blood vessels begin stiffening. Nerves become less efficient. The eyes, the kidneys, even the brain starts feeling the consequences. And researchers began noticing something fascinating. Long before serious disease appears, your cells often send tiny warning signals: fatigue, brain fog, constant hunger, slow healing. Those aren't random annoyances. They're messages. They're your body's emergency alarms. But here's what they didn't expect. The molecule quietly controlling this entire story isn't actually glucose. It's something working beside it. Something that decides whether your cells repair themselves or keep falling further behind. And once you understand that hidden switch, you'll never look at high blood sugar the same way again. And that hidden switch is insulin. Not because insulin is bad. Without it, you couldn't survive a single day. The problem begins when insulin never gets a chance to rest. Imagine the traffic officer from our city. Instead of directing cars during rush hour, he's forced to stand in the intersection every second of every day. Eventually, drivers stop paying attention. Chaos slowly becomes normal. That's exactly what happens inside your body. Your pancreas keeps producing more insulin, hoping cells will finally respond. For a while they do. Then they resist even more. Here's the part nobody talks about. High insulin doesn't just move sugar. It also activates a powerful growth pathway called *mTOR. Think of mTOR as the construction manager of your cellular city. When it's switched on, cells focus on building, growing, storing energy, making new materials. That's useful after exercise or a healthy meal. But if mTOR stays active all day, every day, the repair crews never clock in. It's like renovating new buildings while ignoring cracked bridges and broken water pipes. Damage quietly piles up underneath. That's why researchers, including Nobel Prize winner Yoshinori Osumi, transformed our understanding of autophagy, your body's built-in recycling system. Autophagy is your overnight cleaning crew. It removes damaged proteins, recycles worn-out cell parts, keeps the machinery running smoothly. But here's the surprising part. Constantly elevated insulin tells that cleaning crew to wait outside, night after night, year after year. Your body isn't getting lazy. It's simply receiving the wrong signals. And that's where everything changes. You don't need to chase perfect blood sugar overnight. You need to give your biology better instructions. Start in the morning. Instead of a breakfast loaded with sugary cereal, pastries, or fruit juice, choose eggs, plain Greek yogurt, or tofu with vegetables. Add healthy fats like avocado or a handful of nuts. Why? Protein and healthy fats slow glucose absorption. Your blood sugar rises more gently. Your pancreas releases less insulin. Your cells experience less stress before the day even begins. Here's what most people completely miss. Move within 30 minutes after eating. Even a brisk 20-minute walk matters. When your muscles contract, they pull glucose from the bloodstream using pathways that depend less on insulin. It's like opening extra roads during traffic. Congestion eases naturally. At midday, build your meal around fiber first. Start with leafy greens, broccoli, beans, or lentils. Then eat lean protein like salmon, chicken, or legumes. Finish with whole grains if you choose them. Why this order? Fiber slows digestion. Glucose enters your bloodstream gradually instead of all at once. Your cells stay calmer. Your energy stays steadier. Stay with me. This is the part that matters. Evening is where tomorrow's blood sugar is often decided. Finish dinner at least 3 hours before bedtime whenever possible. Your body handles glucose more efficiently earlier in the day. Late-night eating forces your metabolic city to process deliveries when the maintenance crew should be working. Then protect your sleep. 7 to 9 consistent hours isn't just about feeling rested. During quality sleep, stress hormones like cortisol remain better regulated. Lower nighttime cortisol supports healthier insulin sensitivity the next day. One good night won't erase years of damage, but one good night starts a pattern, and patterns change biology. That's the real secret. None of these habits works because it's magical. They work because every small decision sends a biological message. Better breakfast, gentle movement, fiber before starch, earlier dinner, consistent sleep. Individually they seem ordinary. Together, they change the environment your cells live in every single day. Clean first, rebuild second. Repeat. Your body isn't asking for perfection, it's asking for consistent signals that say, the danger has passed, you can repair now. And once your cells begin hearing that message often enough, something remarkable happens. The fight that has been happening silently for years can finally begin moving in the opposite direction. But blood sugar isn't the only invisible force aging your cells. There's another silent process happening inside your body every single day, one that can make healthy people feel decades older without warning. And what scientists discovered about that process may completely change the way you think about aging forever.